Danny Johnson Show today. Hey, today is that day of the week that we like to give you tips to help you succeed in your life. And if you were one of those who went to college, you were probably pounded, as maybe even brainwashed. I have a friend who completely programmed her 3 daughters that they had to go to college, and that basically high school is like kindergarten, and that, to really go to school means that you have to go to college. And in some cases, you have to get a PhD or you got to get an MBA. And so, and our family was the opposite. We did not pressure our kids to go to college. We've had one who has graduated. She does have a master's degree, but that's something that she got at the age of 31, and she did it all online. She didn't go to college right after she was out of school. This is after she had a whole bunch of kids and did the whole married thing a couple times, and now has just finished out her degree. And she's even wondering, gosh, am I actually going to be able to use this thing? Nonetheless, bottom line is that so many kids are pressured to go to college, and that old adage that really was from the 80s that said, in order to get a good job, in order to get a high-paying job, you have to go to college. And if you don't go to college, you're going to be nothing. Now, listen, I'm here to tell you that I think that college can be beneficial in some certain cases. But I also think that it is a complete waste of time in most cases. And so if you're a young person, or you have a young person in your house and you are pushing them because our culture has pushed them, especially if you live in Texas, oh my word, Texas, and I think a lot on the East Coast, and the Upper East Coast, there's just a ton of pressure for college. When we first moved to Texas 9 years ago, wow, right away, they were asking my 10-year-old, so where are you going to go to college one day? And we're like, what? You're asking a 10-year-old where they're going to go to college? Wow. They already are programming their kids so early for college. So, okay, here's the bottom line. Do you have to go to college in order to succeed? The answer is no, friend. The answer is no. In fact, there are several famous billionaires who started college and dropped out of college. So college was not their path that helped them to become successful. I know some billionaires that never even went to college. In fact, the first billionaire I ever got to observe, meet, talk to, interview, he had a 9th grade education. And he was a billionaire by the time he was 30. So, hello. So, no, millionaires? No. There are more millionaires that I know of that never went to college than those that are. So, the real issue is being aware with eyes fully open as to what to expect from college. And I know that fights everything that's inside of you culturally, because to we have all been sold that in order to be successful, you have to go to college. I was a high school dropout who had 4 classes left, went back and finished the last month before school was ending. Okay, so I did not go to school the entire school year until the very last month. And then I'm not going to tell you how I finished those last 4 classes just to get that diploma that no one ever asked me for. But I can tell you this, yes, it was important for me to learn to read, to write, to type. Wow, I wish I could go hug my typing teacher. Thank you so much for teaching me how to type, right? Because that was like an elective. We didn't have to take the typing class. I'm so glad I did. Not that I'm fast, but at least I know what I'm doing, right? Could you imagine if you did not have your typing teacher? Really funny. Anyway, so there are some things that we need to function in life, but so many kids are going to college to try to figure themselves out. They're going to college to learn how to grow up, get a job or start a business, man. You want to learn how to grow up? Start a business. You'll have to learn how to solve problems. You'll have to learn how to solve people problems. You'll have to learn to deal with the customer and figuring out how to get the customer to respond, how to get your brand out there. And so if you want a real education, start a business. Really, that's what I did. I started my first business when I was 19 years old. It was the greatest education I could have ever gotten. By the time I can't say friends because I didn't have any of those in high school, but by the time the schoolmates or the kids I went to school with were graduating from college, they had so much debt and they were flat broke, and they were starting their lives with the student loans the size of a mortgage. And I had already owned a home. I had already had 2 companies, in fact, and I had also had a business failure by that point. And a marriage failure too. Different story, different time. Anyway, so let's talk about this. You gotta look with your eyes wide open at the whole college plan, not scam. Plan. Come on, just come over here with me for a minute on this one. Okay, look. Oh, wow. So there is an institution where there is a staff that is in a sales department, and their job is to target young people who have no money. And their job is to entice and encourage and find out, to dig deep, like, what are your dreams? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? What are your interests? Let's see what your personality is. Let's see what your natural bend is. And then that salesperson is selling your kid, yes, a $50,000 package with no guarantee of success. They're selling your kids $50,000, maybe in some cases per year. Yeah, per year. 50 grand a year in some cases, 30 grand a year, $10,000 a year to go to be indoctrinated by perhaps totally different values than the ones you raised your kid on. They're going to indoctrinate your kid politically. And they're going to fill them with a bunch of information, not skill, information. Now, if they're going to school to become a doctor, they're learning skill. A dentist, they're going to learn skill, right? If it's a trade school, mechanics, they're learning a skill. Engineering, they're learning a skill. But some of these degrees, majority of them that are available, there is no skill that's developed. And so then you have to get this whole other one. You have to get this whole other degree on top of that, like, a teaching credential that you get to get on top of your history degree, that you have to get on top of your psychology degree. The list goes on of all these different degrees that are totally not useful, that are not teaching you a skill. They're just filling your mind with information, right? That's it. So for example, my daughter has just gotten her psychology degree, and she's not planning on being a psychologist. That's not why she got it. She got it so that she can teach I don't even want to talk to you about it. Anyway, so here's the bottom line. So here we have this culture that is just paying a tremendous amount of money to learn information that does not translate into skill. Knowledge does not translate into skill necessarily. In fact, knowledge puffs people up. And so here they're actually they're going to pay, 50 grand. I've got my coworker here and my daughter-in-law, Rachel, who just sent me a note saying that she had a friend that just graduated from MIT and has $150,000 in student loans. Okay, Rachel didn't go to college. She's been working in a business where she's had to learn a whole bunch of new skills. And in that learning, she's been making money this entire time. She got married with thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in the bank and no debt. She didn't bring debt into the marriage called student loans. She married a man that already had his first rental property and also had thousands of dollars in investments and cash. So you look at this. So you see these two things and you go, wow, okay. So even if that kid who just graduated from college, somehow, out of the other, how many kids that graduated from college in the same year? Think about it. Your competition that you have that's out there. And what are your odds of finding the position that you want? In some cases, you find it. In some cases, you don't. How many years is it going to take you to pay off that loan? Check this out. We recently heard about a story. He's actually a client, Ken Brown, who has a finance major. He got his MBA and has been in business for now 30 years. He and his family were spending $4,000 a month on food for 6 people. Hello? 6 people, $4 grand a month. And he has a finance degree. So what do you not learn in college? How to manage your own finances is what you don't learn in college. Do you think that might have been a good idea that when he was getting his finance degree that they would have said, hey, here's how to manage your own finances. Here's how to set yourself up to succeed financially and accumulate wealth as a family unit. That when you go to start a family one day, here's how you should be budgeting your money and setting money aside. And here's how you should learn how to start investing because wealth is accumulated little by little. Wouldn't it be amazing if there's a class teaching kids before they left college the actual skills that are necessary? Like how to manage their own money, where to put their money, not where to put it. And so here's this is crazy. So here he learned in 4 years. Okay, in 4 years, he learned how to get a degree in finance, but he obviously was spending $4,000 a month on food. He's financially illiterate in his own personal finances, which is crazy. So you have to ask yourself, how is it that we can go to college for 4 years or more and not be equipped with the tools to succeed in every area of our life? Think about it. So what do you not learn in college? You need to be aware of this. And you need to be aware, if you have kids, you need to be aware of what they're not learning in school. So they're not learning how to motivate other people. Will they need that skill? Oh, heck yeah. They're going to need that as a parent. They're going to need that as an employee, or they're going to need to know how to do that as a business owner. If you do not know how to motivate other people and pull the better out of them, if you do not know how to discover what is hidden inside of them, if you don't know the talent that's hidden inside of the other human beings that you are hiring or having to work with or live with, your life is going to be miserable. I'm telling you right now, your life is going to be miserable. It is. What you're going to end up doing is throwing people out like you throw out paper towels. That's what you're going to end up doing. Why? Because you're going to get frustrated and be like, I'm done with them. I'm done with them. I can't stand them. And you end up isolating yourself to try to find ways to where you don't have to necessarily work with people because people drive you crazy. So your kid is not learning how to solve people problems, which means that he'll never make it into a management role if he doesn't learn those particular skills, not learning how to negotiate, not learning how to resolve conflict amongst people, because wherever you put two humans, there's going to be three different opinions. How do you navigate being able to work with someone that you don't share the same values, the same opinions about things? And how do you collectively come together and collaborate with each other to win? Your kid's not learning how to do that in school right now. They're also not learning how to manage their money. They're learning how to spend money. They're learning how to go into debt. They're learning how to spend on whatever whim just like comes their way. That's what they're learning. So they're not learning how to succeed financially. So in Ken's case, he learned how to make money, but he did not learn how to keep it. He didn't learn how to turn it into his slave so that he wasn't going to be a slave to money himself. He's only learned that since he's come to First Steps to Success. So let's be smart. Let's be really, really smart. Check this out. We asked this question of our audience. What did you actually learn in college or not learn? And Sarah Hall said, college gave me the skill I needed to make money, but not to keep it. And that's about it. And she says, I learned some self-defense also. Shunta Love, she said, major things lacking like financial guidance. That's what I didn't learn in college. Marina Malucci, such a great name. She says, the first 3 schools was a good experience. The last one, I wish I had not gone. Now I'm stuck with student loans. I only wish for kids today to make a wise decision about going to college. Go to school with a purpose, like if you are going to become an engineer or a lawyer, but don't waste money on liberal arts or something that will not get you anywhere. College isn't cheap today, so make a wise decision and don't be stuck with student loans. My college education didn't land me a high-paying job, so I regret it today. I've been paying my student loans for 17 years. That sucks. That sucks. So I'm not against college. I've got people in our office that have a college degree, and to be honest with you, Trisha, who I'm pretty sure has a liberal arts degree, so I have to counter what was just said there. But the bottom line is that in some cases, that kid who's going to liberal arts for a specific purpose, and for in this case, she loves to write. She's an incredible writer, so good at what she does, and I believe that her education helped her in that. I mean, she had a journalism degree, which helped in a lot of different ways, and it currently helps her in her position right now. But there's a lot of kids who are graduating with that degree who don't know how to interview for a job, don't know how to get a job, don't know how to use that gifting to be able to climb some kind of a structure to be able to have more control over their income. So bottom line is this. If you think going to college is your like foot in the door to a high-paying position one day, I'm so sorry to tell you, you have to know deep down inside that there is no guarantee of that. That perhaps there is another way. And if you think that you get everything you're supposed to get in college, I'm so sorry. All you have to do is look at the statistics. All you have to do is look at the picketers that we've been watching for the last several years. The kids coming out of college who were just really upset and now are expecting the government to pay off their student loans. Is it possible that there is another way, friend? Is it possible that you can learn skills outside of college that can help you become the person that you want to be? Is it possible, friend? Is it possible that there is a chance that there's hidden potential inside of you that college is not going to pull the best out of? Is it possible that there is a talent and an ability, maybe even a desire, locked up deep inside of your soul that you have not yet uncovered, Do you want to waste $150,000 in trying to find it in college to end up with no skill? No. But is it possible that there are places where you can self-educate? Are there places that you can self-educate in specific skill areas that you're actually going to need in life? Yes, there is. Friend, I've got some for you. This is a book. It's called First Steps to Wealth. It's, $15. Big deal, right? But inside of the book, I've had so many people who've been to college write me and tell me that this book had more in it than what they learned in 4 years of college. That they learned more about business and about life, about people, and about money in this book, which is like 300 pages. They learned it in this more than they did in 4 years of college. So you might want to do yourself a favor. Get your college education right here. I will give it to you for free if you handle the shipping and handling to get it to your house. I think that's more than a fair deal. So if you go to firststepstowealth.com, again, that's firststepstowealth.com. There's also an audio version of this book that's available. Once you fill out the form to get your physical copy, then there's an opportunity for you to get your audio book as well. So if you go to firststepstowealth.com, you can go ahead and get your free copy of this. Again, shipping and handling, you pay that. There is an option for the audio book. Once you fill out the form, you'll see something that'll pop up and say, get your audio book. If you're one of those, I don't want to physically read it, but I want to listen to it, it's really powerful when you listen to it for sure. But get your copy because it's going to fill in the blanks that college is not going to give you or did not give you all those years ago, like understanding people and how to work with them, how to solve problems with people, how to motivate them. Yeah, how to manage your money so that you do not end up with crazy amounts of debt and instead you start to accumulate wealth. That's all inside that book. Get your copy today and quit chasing the pipe dream and hoping that something else turns up. It's right here. It's so simple. All right, that's it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.
If this episode was an encouragement to you, go to DannyJohnson.com and share it with your friends now. You never know who else needs to hear it. This has been The Danny Johnson Show. Join us every weekday at 7 a.m. for more insights that will help you get to the life you've always wanted.